Fight.
And hear the love. Ready? 1, 2, 3, we on. Welcome back, everyone. It's been a while. I've got some very special guests on today. First of all, we'll introduce the show. It's All as One, hosted by myself, Sam Gordon. And on Radio Tulum, hear the love in everything you do. So today is a very special day in the sense of the Mayan calendar. It's the last day of the Mayan calendar, so we're all going to die tonight, so we might as well make it a good one. What I've got three amazing people on, which they're doing some amazing work for me. As you all know, all my listeners know, I am a developer. I'm a sustainable developer, and I talk about sustainability all the time. Sustainability is something that's true to my heart and what we really, really believe in. And these guys are doing some fantastic work, and I'll put it over to them. I mean, they're a Bamboo team, and I'm going to ask them a few questions about Bamboo. So, first of all, as I like to open every show with my normal question, Martin, what is sustainability to you?
Well, thank you, Sam, for the invitation. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Hello. Well, thank you, Sam. Thank you for everybody. Well, the question for the sustainable for me is like be conscious about all the process that we have every day, like the food, like the materials, like how we can live like a better place, and everything is like a conscience. Be more conscious about the life, about the problems that we have now with the materials that we are living, and the problems that we have with the healthy and with all the problems in the world. No? But the
So
principle is
you're saying consciousness.
the
Consciousness is the
the
main thing.
conscience about. The question for the sustainable for me is like
Well, what's that?
about all the process that we have.
You're playing it back to us.
We are in back, yes, of course, yes.
We don't want to hear that. Okay.
Okay, so well, the question, the answer is like be more conscious about the life and the process that we have each day, like the clothes, the food, the living, all the house, and all the process that we are now living in the world. No, more conscious about all.
So it's just sustainability to you is just all about being conscious.
Conscious, of course.
Completely agree with you. Thank you for your answer. I'm going to pass the question over. Fire away.
No, please.
It's. What's sustainability to you?
Is the change of the world
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's a change in the world is very, very important. But explain what you mean by change of the world. There's a lot of different outlooks on how we can change the world. I mean, what you guys do is incredible. I mean, the amount of trees that you save alone just by constructing in the manner and the material that you construct in. Yes, change the world is completely sustainable. So it's a very valid answer. Thank you. Far away.
Yeah, well, I think that the world needs to be changed because it's changing a lot. So for me, sustainability is about a balance, a balance that we need to acquire in order to change this world. Because this world is unbalanced, and we need to learn new things about how to relate with the new world, the nature.
I completely agree. I mean, today couldn't be more apparent with European temperatures hitting higher than they've ever hit. Last year they broke records. This year they're breaking even more records. Global warming. Just the word global warming, it actually sounds pleasant when you come from Europe, but it's almost a marketing tool. It should be called global crisis, and global crisis is what we're in right now. And anyone making whatever effort they need to make is a fantastic thing. So I'm going to bring it back to really about Khan, and then about your materials that you're using. So with Khan, what we decided to do, we took our land, which was in the jungle, and thought, Christ, we can't be killing everything. We need to actually try and live at one with nature. So after lots of different planning and moving forward, we decided to create something where we could, without the loss of any luxury, because we need to be able to sell this into people so they could really believe that they can live at one with nature, and they don't have to have your standard city-style apartment. One of the teams and one of the people we spoke to, and we met in Peru, was Martin. And Martin's to my right here. He's the boss of Bamboo Architecture Company, and they're based here in Tulum right now, and doing absolute wonders. So, Martin, can you tell us a little bit about bamboo and what it really is? Because it saves thousands upon thousands of trees in the construction world. So, tell me about bamboo. Give me a rundown on what bamboo really is and how strong it is, and absolutely everything you can tell us. Go for it.
Thank you, Sam. Okay, the bamboo, well, it's a grass. The bamboo is a grass very quickly in the growing. And it's a
How quickly?
how quickly?
It's good to get the facts all the way
This
through.
is a good question because we have more or less like when we talk about bamboo, we say, okay, how many species of bamboo we have in the world? And the people say, oh, only bamboo. But we have more than 1,500 species of bamboo, and with different names. For example, in Mexico, we have 52 species Mexicans of bamboo. And in everywhere we can find different
Are
species.
some stronger than others? Are some better for building than others? I've seen different coloured bamboos.
Exactly.
What differentiates them from other bamboos? Is it what makes you choose the bamboo, for instance, that you're using on Cannes? What makes you choose that over other bamboo?
Perfect. For example, we have in the 1,500 species different colors, different materials, different mechanic, difference of a lot of things. But all the bamboos you can make construction, all the bamboo you can make food, all the construction you can make paper, beer, you can make a lot of things with the bamboo. So
You can make beer from bamboo.
yes, of course, and wine and a lot
Okay,
of things.
that explains a lot. So you say food and beer. So what food can you make from bamboo? This is interesting. This is stuff I didn't know.
Yes, when the bamboo is growing, when it's born, the bamboo in 1 week you can use for eat, for example, because it's when you can eat because it's the texture is you can, how do you say, like chew it. So it's very easy and it's
What
like
does it taste like?
no, it's like a palmito. I don't know how do you say in English. Palmito is very.
I don't know.
I don't know how to explain.
Like
more.
maybe like lettuce.
Oh, okay. So it's
The bamboo and with the construction, all the bamboos big kilos, and the other big that we have now in Cannes resist 2,000 kilos. Okay, we can have a lot of the littles, and we can have the same resistance of one with the other.
So you're just for our listeners, you're saying that a single piece of bamboo, grown bamboo that we're using, can receive 2,000 kilo.
kilos.
And how does that work? From top to bottom or from side to side?
Normally, it's for each centimeter, no? With
Okay.
2,000 for each centimeter of fiber, because the bamboo is a fiber.
Okay.
So we are working like because normally the wood is very different of fiber. The fiber is like very different work like wood, because the bamboo is empty. We are working with fiber. When we are working with bamboo, we are working with fiber, and we need to understand how to work with fiber and not like a wood. This is a big problem in the construction because everybody wants to make the construction similar like wood, but it's very different of bamboo and wood, no?
But that also opens up the doors to be a lot more creative than you can be with wood, because you can bend it and twist it and
Yes,
move
because
it a
the
lot.
fiber is very flexible.
Yeah.
You can make a lot of things with
But
designs.
with the 2,000 kilos of pressure, you can also make it structural. So
and amazing.
so how do you make it structural?
To think about the joints, we need to think about, because the bamboo is empty. So if we have the concrete inside, or we can put another material inside the bamboo, we have more resistance. We can put the steel, we can put some joints with like screws, so it's very easy to have more resistance with the bamboo and other materials than we have now. And this is the difference than other time, no?
Yeah. Going back to the original question, which was original question.
The sustainable for you.
About bamboo.
About bamboo, okay.
The speed it grows.
Okay.
How fast does it grow?
It can grow in a year at the top of its altitude.
Yeah.
But it depends on if you want it to be mature or not.
Okay, so I actually read a little bit of a mantra not so long ago, which I really liked. They said bamboo from seed can take up to 4 years to come out the ground, but once it comes out the ground, it grows at a rate quicker than anything else. And the mantra was of a Buddhist stood there watering a piece of ground with nothing growing for many years, and then all of a sudden the bamboo comes out and poof, and it's like it's quite a nice mantra about just being patient. And is that true? Is that real? I mean, from seed, it takes a long
Yes.
time.
The seeds in the bamboo is not normally. It's like, for example, you can have this bamboo, like wadwa. In Can we have wadwa? The bamboo, the name is wadwa. And the seed is not normally in all the bamboo. For example, we can have the seeds each 100 years for one species. And we have, for example, have in another species 2 months the seeds.
Yeah.
So it's not normally the seeds in the bamboo. But it's very have the babies of the bamboo. We can talk about babies. And we have the bamboos for the all the
But it has an offspring, if you like. But
Yes.
but it doesn't give off seeds. You're saying, so it's not like a normal plant. But you can get the bamboo
Yes,
seed.
it's very easy to have baby bamboos. It's
Yeah,
very easy
yeah.
because each knot is a baby. So, for example, when the bamboo is
so
each knot is one baby.
that is the seed essentially.
Exactly.
Okay,
The
yeah,
section of
fine.
bamboo is like a baby. When
Okay.
we have a lot of babies in one section, and
Yeah.
we with the roots we have a lot of babies too. So in the roots we have a lot of babies too, and with each section of bamboo we can have bamboo too.
So I'm going to move the questions over this side for a second. So, what's your thoughts when you're bringing in the bamboo? If we're trying to build something really sustainable and we can't get the bamboo locally, which we actually can't, we're not bringing it in from overseas, but we're bringing it in from Veracruz, right? Pueblo and Veracruz, which is a long distance. Do you still see it completely valid and worth using bamboo rather than the trees, still having to bring it all that way because of the carbon footprint? What's the offset? How does it become too much, then you use tree?
Well, when you cut a bamboo, it doesn't need 15 years to grow again. So that's the difference. If you, like, for example, you have to process a tree that you have already cut, we also have to process the bamboo, but it's not that amount of time that we need to use it from the time we cut it. So that's really amazing. That's one of the most sustainable characteristics.
So, I know Martin's the jefe, but what got you both into this? So, why the desire to start building? And this is both of you, so I'm not going to require you to speak to. What got you into bamboo? How did you get into? Where's the passion come from? Is it wanting to do something sustainable? Is it a desire for trying to save the world in some respects, or is it just an artisanal fascination? What would it be?
Yeah, I like the bamboo.
Yeah.
Is the material very easily for me. The work is very flexible. I don't know. I like.
You enjoy the product itself rather than what it's about. Because I really feel that bamboo, it's not just a product. It's not just, okay, this is a nice product. I feel that it's a product that can potentially stop deforestation, do so much for the planet. So it's more what's, for me personally, the reasons we're using bamboo is what's behind the bamboo. It's not the product. Yes, it's beautiful. Yes, you can do some incredible things. Yes, it's great to see you guys work because these guys, you're all geniuses. It's real artisan work, and so it's not so much that, but it's what it stands for, and it stands for a change, and change is what we need, and so it's really, really wonderful. And Faraway, what's bamboo? Why bamboo? Why did you get into it?
Well, at first I didn't knew about it. My first contact with bamboo was I did juggling with it. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Like staff.
Yeah.
And then I cut it, and I wanted to be like a carpenter. And 3 years later, I saw a dome, and it was like, wow, you can build with this. And then Martin taught us all about it, and we were like, okay, it's many possibilities.
So that is amazing. There's so many possibilities with it. It's But again, going back to what it really stands for is the possibility of changing the world. You're doing something, and it shouldn't be taken lightly. Oh, I build out of bamboo. No, you're actually making a stand. You're doing something different, and you're changing the world. And it's really important to know that. Martin, the big question for you: when did it all start? Bamboo for you. What got you into it? Why?
With the
You're an architect, right?
yes, my
Yeah.
father and all my family.
So
is
why did you
architect.
go from being a standard architect to someone who wants to build out of this crazy material, and everyone would perceive you to be a hippie, and you know? Don't worry, I get the same thing.
No,
so
brother.
I'm,
No, I went to Colombia and with the university and an internship, and I saw all the bridge of bamboo with Simon Vélez and the big architects of Colombia. And well, my professor is of bamboo and wood construction, so I studied 6 months with my professor in Colombia. And it's amazing all the construction in Colombia about bamboo with bridge and the scaffoldings and the construction in everywhere with bamboo, because if not, you can make only the house. You can make this table, the chairs, the clothes, the walls, the everything with bamboo.
even installation,
Even
right?
installation, the lights. So you have a lot. For example, if you are talking about this, how you can make an impact, a social impact with the bamboo, it's very easy, because you can have the bamboo. For example, one plantation of bamboo, and you can have people with food, for medicine, for culture.
What medicine? What does it cure?
The bamboo have a lot of a lot of things that can help with the problems of some problems of the health. And
And what do? You grind it down.
oh my God, this is like a lot of specialist people that we have in the World Bamboo Organization. Where we're the first, we are in World Bamboo Organization. If somebody wants to know more about bamboo, all the information is free in worldbambooorganization.net, and you can find all free information. So you can have medicine, you can have construction, you can have furniture, you can have a lot of things. So the people, you can have a lot, no? You can have a lot of people working in furniture, you can have people working in construction.
So it's an incredible material which is diverse to any sort of industry, essentially. So you can do anything in construction. You can bring it across to medicine. What about fibers? Can you make it is a fiber, but can you make a fiber that, for instance, can be clothing?
Yes, of course, we have it.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. And what about oil?
Oil, of course, too. We
So
have
something that's fascinating with me is like the growth in their hemp, for instance. Hemp is growing at a rate that no one really expected when America decided to make it legal, which being the first country to make it illegal, it was their duty. But they now create hemp oil, and hemp oil you can make a plastic. When
Of
you can
course.
make a plastic out of something, you can then pretty much do anything. Can you make a plastic out of bamboo?
Of course, we can do
Okay.
that. Yes, the
Okay.
hemp and the bamboo is like the two plants. Like wow, you can do a lot of things with
Yeah.
those two plants. It's amazing.
So, okay, when it comes to actually growing bamboo, what's the ground conditions have to be like? Is it the plantations? Can you would it grow here? Out of
Yes.
interest, it would grow here
Yes.
with the limestone ground.
We have here, for example, the yellow bamboo. The name is Bambusa vulgaris. The correct name is Bambusa vulgaris vitata, vitatea. And we have the old Hami, Bambusa Hami here in Tulum too. So, well, for example, in Oaxaca, it's very dry, so we can have bamboo in Oaxaca. So we need to have what species we can have in everywhere.
Is there one species that is better for construction and another species that is better
all
than
the
oil?
bamboo is good for construction.
So they're all as good as each other. There's not one that's better.
No one is better.
Now, it brings me on to another question. Something, and I've had this question a lot when touring clients, people that are looking at my development. They say, bamboo's nice, but it also rots, it gets disease, it falls apart, 5-year lifespan. Now, just put our listeners that question to bed, because you've told me, how long does bamboo last if it's treated properly? How long?
Okay, so for example, if you are going to cut, for example, one friend say, "Hey, Sam, I have bamboo here, but cut, and we can make some construction now." Okay, but the bamboo have a process for the insects, for the correct dry. So it's a very big process that we need to have have a guarantee of construction, a guarantee of everything, no? So for example, if we need to know all the process. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay, the step 1 is how what is the bamboo we can select? Because in one plantation we have bamboo baby, bamboo mature, so we need to select which bamboo is the correct for the construction, and which bamboo is correct for furniture, and which bamboo is correct for food, and we can select what we need. No? So we need to have very, very, very good responsibility about what we need. Because, for example, imagine if you say, Martin, cut all the bamboo that we have here. When the bamboo is dry, all the bamboo is yellow, and we can find which bamboo is with the years, with the correct year for construction, for example. And we imagine if we can put the columns and break, oh, Martin, please, the bamboo is not for construction.
So it's all individual on each plant, you're saying. But if you've got anyone listening out there now that is thinking, okay, I want to build sustainably. I love the look of bamboo, but I'm concerned that it's not going to last forever. What guarantees do you have that this is going to last as long as it should? And this is the battle between wood and bamboo that I hear all the time. Oh, but wood lasts forever. Wood needs treating too. You know, wood still needs the treatment. It doesn't last forever. You look at the houses in England, we're all made out of oak trees, and the old houses of oak trees and wattle and daub and all sorts of weird and wonderful things. And but you get different bugs, different things eating the wood. You get rots. You get lots of things if it's not treated correctly. So what you're saying is bamboo is essentially as good as wood when it comes to lasting, as long as it is treated correctly.
Yeah,
Yes.
the problem with because the bamboo is, for example, complete. We don't have the holes. It's not empty like the bamboo. So if one book or one insect inside the bamboo is like destroyed very fast, very quickly, like for example, like the wood. So we need to, if we have problem with the insects in the bamboo, we have more problems than the wood, for example.
So you do have more problems, but now it is good now. And
now it's good because we have a lot of research about.
So all the treatments and where you've got to with all the treatments is you've given me a ridiculous guarantee on your work, on it being structurally sound, it being not rotting, and you're confident that it will last a lifetime, right?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. So that puts that to bed in my eyes that. Yes, there was a lot of problems before because the technology wasn't there. It's like anything.
Exactly.
No one really knew how to treat the product, but now the product is being treated. It is as good as wood to build with. Listen again, it's as good as wood to build with. You do not need to cut down the trees. You can have bamboo that grows at a ridiculous rate, and we don't have to have the problems with deforestation. It's not necessary. Can you make paper?
Yes, we can make paper, of course.
Okay. All right.
Somebody in Puebla is making paper for Germany, for the cheese, for like the bag of cheese. So we are having now with the people of Gers making paper for cheese for Germany, for example, now in Mexico, in Puebla.
Wow. Okay. So you can pretty much it's a completely diverse product you can do anything with. So now, how many years have you been in this? First of all, how many years have you been working with bamboo?
12 years. We are working with bamboo.
You never look old enough.
Yes.
So,
only bamboo.
Only bamboo.
Yes, my father is working in the the family project is in the water treatment. Yeah. So with Coca-Cola and making some process.
So there's a big development that's happening very soon. I don't know if you've heard. In Tulum in particular, the Bali Green School have now officially launched it. A friend of mine is heading the project up, and she's told me enough about it, and it's happening. It's definitely happening as of January. They've got the land and they're starting to build it. And I think Mandy recently interviewed John Hardy. We was speaking with John Hardy. Who you know, John Hardy?
Yes, of course. The Green School and Elora Hardy.
Have you met them both?
No,
they're going to be here. So with that movement happening, this area has got so much potential for you guys. You guys are going to get a lot of work out of this. I mean, it should grow at a big rate. But there's something I see that's really, really important, is that we find somewhere to plant here, somewhere to grow. Because if there's that much work going on, surely it's better rather than bringing everything from Veracruz. If it does grow here, why can't we? Can you plant bamboo? This is a question. Can you plant bamboo amongst the trees? So you can plant it in the jungle, And you don't have to cut anything down. Does it grow
We-
amongst
we need
other
to-
plants?
We need to take care with the shadow because the shadow is a big problem for bamboo.
Okay, that's
Because
interesting.
we have no shadow, we have problem with the leaves, for example. Because with the problem, if imagine this pineapple, no, like a pineapple. For example, with shadow, the leaves is more big, and the bamboo is not very big like with the sun. So the sun is like the ingredient for the.
So
big bamboos.
it needs a clear
Yes,
area.
sun. We need sun for more big bamboo.
Okay.
But
No,
if
no.
we want bamboo for decoration, we can have no problem with the trees. and we can
So what about? Can you farm bamboo?
yes, of course.
yeah,
You can
yeah.
find in Amazon, for example,
Yeah.
in Peru now
Yeah.
that we are working in Amazon,
yeah.
we have the big trees and bamboo, like the neighborhood, no? And we have, but the bamboo is like very little because the tree is more big than the bamboo.
Yeah.
So no, we don't have problem, no?
There's no problem. It will pretty much grow everywhere. But if you're wanting stuff to construct from, you're saying that we need it to be.
Yes, we need to have clean for sun and
Okay.
all depends about what kind of bamboo you want and for what, no?
So what's your thoughts on the Green School? Do you know much about the Green School and what they do? What do you think about it?
I think it is a great opportunity for Mexico for education, sustainable education for kids. It's something that we need to kids to learn how to be more sustainable, and also for Tulum to get to know a new building method that is growing step by step.
Yeah, it's really important. It's really important that the education is key. I mean, when I ask, what do you feel about the Green School? I guess, for me, it has a lot of critics as well. Maybe with local communities, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be a private school essentially. But the one thing that I did hear and I really liked is that they are looking into a curricula which is recognised worldwide. So it's going to change the face. As far as I'm aware, it's going to change the face of education. So it's alternate. I hate to use the word alternate. Alternate education, where it's recognised all of a sudden. So if you wanted to go off to college afterwards or to university or something, you've actually got an alternate education, and you're still qualified, which to go off and do the next level education if that's what you choose to do. So you could go to the Bali Green School, as far as I'm aware, you could still become a doctor, if that's what you wanted to do, which nowhere else in the world does that. You either have the alternate education or you don't, or you have a education as part of the system, which is, as far as I'm concerned, is from the Dark Ages, and it's just ridiculous and backwards. And so you either got to follow society and do what society tells you to do, or you go alternate. And the alternate doesn't have the options at the end, whereas this is offering something with the options. So I really, really hope this model grows and it works. I love it that it's made out of bamboo. I love what they're doing with the bamboo. It will put this area on the map for the bamboo, and hopefully for you guys will give you an awful lot of work, first of all, and you're all going to do incredibly well here because you deserve it. I think any of our listeners are more than welcome on the 30th of August. We're going to do an open day. I haven't told you guys yet, have I? So on Cannes we're doing an open day, and we'll be Martin will be doing a talk. He'll be doing a talk about bamboo, and we're going to have groups of around 30 people touring. They're going to go into the show unit, and then I think we're going to end up here at Radio Tulum at the end, where we're going to have some music and some drinks and just enjoy. But it will all be a day of sustainability, a day of education, a day of people understanding what we're trying to do, because Cannes isn't just a development, it's a movement, and we want to really express that we're trying to do that. And when you have something as powerful as a movement in sustainability, there's always going to be holes, and we are not perfect. We're not perfect. We use steel. Steel is responsible for 25% of the world's carbon emissions, and I'm the first to admit, yes, we use it. But on the next one, we're going to improve, and we're going to constantly improve. And if everyone starts with that, and they start doing something small now, and then the next time they do something better and better and better, that's the only way we get it. It's not realistic to say everyone's going to be sustainable overnight. Brings me on to another question. Can you be 100% sustainable?
Well, I think you can, but for that you must be willing to sacrifice a lot of things that we are not maybe be willing to sacrifice, like some maybe cars, for example, right? Like we use fuels for those things that are not sustainable.
Okay, so that's an interesting. We can go on to that subject because I actually quite like this subject. It's a new one for me. What's your feelings on cars? What's your feelings on the Tesla battery, for instance? What's your feelings on like the electric cars? Do you think that is a sustainable route to go for the world?
I don't know. It's really exciting to have a new technology. It's really exciting to keep discovering new methods, but also I was actually hearing about something about a writer that is called Eduardo Galeano, and he was saying that the small things has also an impact, also as the big things. But so Tesla is a big thing, but riding a bike is a small thing, and sometimes maybe riding a bike is also helping the planet. So maybe, yeah, it will help us to change to be using less fuel.
I mean, for me, actually, Martin, I'd like your answer on this before I give my input.
Well, the problems of cars is the maintenance, for example. So if for example, I have a Tesla in Tulum, and I don't have the mechanic for the Tesla in Tulum, and only the mechanic is maybe in Playa del Carmen, in Cancun, for example, the distance and all this problem is like we lost all the sustainable. For me, it's like a big problem.
So you're saying the infrastructure behind it?
The
is the issue?
infrastructure, of course, that we need, and the people, and all the problems that we're gonna have about.
Well, I'm gonna. It's all, as I say, sustainability is all about education to me. So I'm going to give you something that I learned the other day, and I hope it's true. So I've always had a battle with electric cars to think, are they sustainable? First of all, you need to think, where's that electricity coming from? That charging point. Are they running off of solar? Are they, or are they just getting it off the grid? So first of all, it does have a carbon footprint because of that, because the majority of people, it comes straight off the grid. If they have a solar, okay, that takes that away, but the majority comes off the grid. The next thing you need to ask yourself, there's several million electric cars in the world right now. Each one of them has a battery which contains battery acid, and battery acid's a big problem. Now, if you're going to do a comparison with oil and battery acid, oil actually comes out better. The reason I say this, the other than the climate crisis and the heat and the temperature, the biggest problem that humanity faces is drinking water. Our water supplies are depleting in ways that you can never imagine, and it goes hand in hand with the crisis of temperature, obviously. I think 10 years ago we had 4.2% drinking water of all the water on Earth, and now we're down to 2%. 2%, in 10 years. And that's scary. If you put oil and water together and you shake it up and then you let it settle, the oil and water will separate itself within 20 minutes, where you can drink the water underneath because it's got that natural separation. Battery acid and water, you shake it together, doesn't separate, it stays there. So it's all good and well having a few million, but when you think of the figures of 2 to 3 billion cars per year get replaced, that's a big problem. That's a big problem, and it's a big threat to the water supply. So right now, anyone advertising Tesla is sustainable, it's to me, without the technology of dry batteries, which I hear that they are working on and will be released. Obviously they're working on this, it is a problem, but without that technology I feel it's actually unsustainable to buy an electric car with just knowing those facts. And then that blew me away. It blew me away, and so even in the sustainable world, you really, really need to look out for what you're doing, what you're buying. I mean, that goes. I'm a vegan. It goes down to veganism as well. It's like, deforestation, what the problems of deforestation because of the growth in veganism is a big problem too. So there's always going to be a problem of anything that's done at mass. I think I try to live a sustainable life. Can you be 100% sustainable? I believe you can be 200% sustainable. I believe you can be 500% sustainable. My belief is if I live a 20% sustainable life and then I educate around sustainability, you gain more. So if I'm educating, say you, and you're living a 10% sustainable life, and then the next, and then I educate you about something, and you change your life by that 10% more, and you tell another 20 people, that must make me more sustainable. And it's not an award. It's just I feel that that's how you can create a more than 100% sustainable life. It's not about what you physically do. It's about what you educate and how you educate. That's my thoughts on that anyway. So we're going to move back to the bamboo because we moved away from it for a little bit and it got a little bit lectury. Tell us more. Yeah, okay. Bamboo is a subject and it's no, we've got how many varieties of bamboo have we got? How many varieties of bamboo have we got? You said earlier. How many different types?
At different times, we have 1,500 species of bamboo. We have the black, for example, is the Timor black, the name, no? And then we have a lot of species, yellow, pink, blue. So we have more than 1,500 species of bamboo. So different color, different size, different everything. And we can use for different, like paper, like food, like construction, like medicine, like wine, like a lot of things.
Wine, you see?
Yes, in Korea they put inside the wine, and well, it's a process, no?
Okay, so you can get the wine now?
Yes, of course. No,
yeah.
now.
Not now.
Here, no.
No.
But in Korea, maybe.
Okay.
Yes, we can have it.
Yeah, fantastic. So we're going to go back. We are actually going to go back to the bamboo school, the Bali Green School. She's doing. What's her name? No, I know John Hardy. What's the
Elora
daughter?
Hardy?
Yeah, Elora. She's doing some incredible work in Bali.
Yes,
now, have
amazing.
you been to see some of her work?
Yes, of course.
And
This
what
is my inspiration.
What can you learn from her architecture? And is it her or is it her team?
Well,
Is
the
she- is she-
constructor, the first person is Jörg Stamm. No, Jörg Stamm is person from Germany. Jörg Stamm is like a carpenter of Germany, and he's one of the people very important for the Green School. And he's the teacher of the Green School. And the principal construction of Green School is from Jörg Stamm. Jörg Stamm is from Germany, now is living in Colombia, and is a very good friend of the company and working with us. And well, the principle is like the technology of construction with bamboo. We need to think about the construction and the technology and all the material that we have now, working very hard with the people, and we can make a mix of the technology and the bamboo for a better construction for the future and the people. This is very good point because everything say, no, we can put like a pan, we can put like a grass, like on top, no? And I say, wow, we have a lot of material for waterproof, and we have a lot of material for protect the bamboo, and we want to select like a palapa, for example. I don't know in English how do you say palapa.
Palapas.
Okay.
It's the
So-
same. I guess it's the same word.
So
I'm just used to using
everybody
it.
wants to say, you're making bamboo. Okay, palapa. So it's like what? So we have a lot of
So
material.
you need to almost change.
we
the
need to
thought-
change like
the
it's
thought
not
process.
It's not a palapa.
You
it's not a-
can actually construct solid,
Yes,
proper
of
buildings
course.
out of bamboo. Now that brings me on to actually a question. I just got my phone out because I had a few
No
I had a
problem.
few questions. Is it cost effective? Well, I mean, what does this mean for any people looking to develop out there that are thinking what materials can I use? I know the answer to this because we're using you. But is it cost effective, and what's the difference? How much does it save and financially for people? Because it's a lot more cost effective than using solid
Yes, of course.
hardwoods. Would say not some woods not, but hardwoods. Yes, it's more cost effective. So yeah, tell us about that. Tell us how it's more cost effective and what you have to do to make it that.
Thank you, Sam. We made a research in Puebla, for example, for one house, and what is the price of, for example, traditional house with bricks and with concrete and with all steel and with bamboo, only with bamboo. the roof, the house, all with bamboo, and it's more cheap, more or less 54% more cheap than with the materials, the traditional material that we have, like bricks and with the concrete. Why? Because when, for example, if I'm going to make this column or this element of construction, we need to have the form frame.
The form, the shuttering, yeah. However you want to say it. Formwork.
Formwork. So we need the formwork for
we're close to
for the
America.
for the wood. And for example, if we can only put the bamboo and not for all the construction, we can make the difference of price of concrete. And all the people say, Martin, is more security one construction more heavy or more light? What is more security for you in an earthquake, for example?
So, that's a question I haven't asked, but we'll get on to that. Yeah, go on.
Yes, of course. No, because when it's an earthquake, for example, in Puebla, in Mexico, it's a lot of, on Oaxaca, for example, we have a lot of earthquakes, so we need to think about one construction flexible and not like very, 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 very strong.
Yes.
So we need to have this move, no? Because all the time we have there like move.
So bamboo gives you the ability to build against natural disasters. I mean, one thing that I was really impressed with our entrance, we have a lotus leaf at Cannes, and the lotus leaf at the top of the leaf we have a second leaf, and it's got a wind, almost like a wind tunnel, to go against hurricanes, right? To allow the wind to come through. And the bamboo has enough flex it won't pull it down. I mean, the engineering behind that is something that when we look at it, it seems so simple, but there's a lot that goes into it to understand the actual wind speed and what's actually happening. So bamboo is that diverse material where you can build to combat the natural disasters. Am I correct by saying that?
Of course, yes.
Yeah. So why is everyone not building out of bamboo?
Because the problem is the education. This is the principal and the only problem that we have in all the world, the education. Because if the people can select the correct bamboo for construction, the bamboo, the process, the steps, all the process and the final product, we have all. But the problem is education. For example, if we don't have education, everything that I'm going to make the construction is fail. So it's very important, the education and the experience of people with the knowledge about bamboo and all the process that we have and all the research that we have now free, and we can read, and it's now in internet, all the information, and well, it's a big problem in the education now.
So are you running courses still? Because I know you were on courses before.
Yes, of course.
So I think that's very important with the education. I mean, this is your opportunity. Promote your company and tell us about your courses. Tell us what you're doing as a company. Tell us how you're creating a movement yourself, because you're creating movement, and it's important that you get the publicity, because the publicity is for the right things. We all listen to a million different adverts every day of the week, which is for a load of shit. Now have an opportunity now to tell us about your company and tell us what you're doing. Sell yourself a little bit. Tell people where they can go, where they can learn, and how they can learn. Tell us.
Thank you, sir. So the next workshop that we have is on October now. It's in Amazon in Peru, because in the Amazon we have a very big problem with the woods and all the problem with the deforestation. So we are working very hard in Amazon now in Peru.
Tambopata.
In Tambopata, in Madre de Dios. My brother is now with Vanessa and the Madre de Dios. So you are welcome if you want to participate now in the next workshop in Amazon. It's beautiful. It's an amazing place. The Tambopata and the Madre de Dios is a beautiful place. Will you met?
Yeah.
What you can say about the place?
Tambopata is incredible. I mean, they're just it's the Amazon, the wildlife alone. I mean, the black caiman crocodile was the one that got me. It didn't get me. I saw it a lot, but it was fantastic. It's an incredible place. And then ayahuasca's really good there too. Yeah, it's really something. Now tell us about the prices of the courses. Tell us what the courses cost and what they mean. Is there some sort of formal qualification that you receive? Can people come away from there saying that they're a bamboo expert?
Okay. Well, we have a lot of experts in all the workshops. So it's not only Mexico, it's Africa. We have a lot of people working in the Amazon. So if you want to know more about the workshop, you can find information in Amazon Bamboo Workshop. In Facebook, you can find the page. And the name is Amazon Bamboo Workshop. Tambopata Madre de Dios in Peru. And the name in Instagram and Facebook, our page is Bamboo Architecture Company. You can find the photos of the construction that we are making now in Cannes and all the process. So you're welcome to check the page.
You can actually also find it on Khan too, and links to Martin. So yeah, we really want to create this movement, and this is why we're really open to not holding our ideas. We're open to education and educating people around what we can do. So anyone out there that wants to come in and learn, they want to come across to Khan and have a look, speak to Martin directly, book his course, come, more than welcome, anytime. Just look us up, and myself or Martin, and we'll point you in the right direction. It's important, and it's key that we get the message out there and people actually understand this wonderful, great building material with an amazing group of people behind it. That brings me to the end of today. I'd like to thank you all for coming in. It was really, really nice. It's an absolute pleasure to be working with you guys day in, day out, and it's a pleasure to have you as part of the movement. So thank you. This is Radio Tulum, here to love in everything you do. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
How long did that last? How long was that?
15 minutes.
15. Huh? 50 minutes? 46. 46, close enough.